Jikook verse family, welcome back to Jikook verse. Tonight, we are taking a slower breath, stepping away from the noise for a moment, and letting Toronto set the mood. Because before the lights come on, before the stadium begins to fill, before thousands of voices rise together, there is another side to a big concert weekend. There is the city. There are the streets glowing after sunset. There are the downtown lights reflecting across the glass towers. There is the cool night air, the sound of traffic moving through the streets, the little cafes still welcoming their final customers, and that unmistakable feeling that something exciting is waiting just one sleep away. And tonight, Toronto feels like the perfect place for a refreshing night out before a very big day. For Jikook verse family, you already know why this particular night feels special. The energy is different when a concert is almost here. Even if the biggest moment has not arrived yet, you can feel it everywhere. Fans are walking around with their concert bags. People are checking their tickets again, even though they checked them 5 times already. Friends are talking about what time they're going to leave for the stadium. Someone is probably deciding whether to wear the outfit they prepared weeks ago or change it at the last minute. And somewhere in the middle of all that excitement, there is a simple idea that feels almost perfect. Before tomorrow becomes a stadium day, tonight can simply be a Toronto night. A chance to walk, a chance to breathe, a chance to enjoy the city, a chance to take in the atmosphere without rushing toward the next big moment. And that is exactly the mood we are bringing to Jimin verse tonight. Imagine Toronto after dark. The skyline is beginning to sparkle, and the streets have that soft nighttime rhythm that makes even a familiar city feel new. Downtown is alive, but it does not feel like the middle of a concert. Not yet. The city is doing what cities do. Cars pass through intersections. Streetcars move through the evening. People leave restaurants carrying conversations with them. Friends stop on sidewalks to take pictures. Tourists look upward at buildings covered in lights. And every few minutes, there is another little reminder that tomorrow is going to be different. This is the night before the big day, and there is something beautiful about that feeling. We often focus on the moment when the stage lights turn on. We talk about the opening song. We talk about the crowd. We talk about the huge venue. We talk about the performances and the unforgettable moments that happen under the spotlight. But the night before has its own kind of magic. It is quieter. It is softer. And sometimes, those quiet hours are the ones people remember because they allow everyone to slow down and appreciate where they are. Toronto is especially good at creating that atmosphere. The city has a personality that changes with the hour. During the day, everything feels fast. People are moving between work, meetings, shopping, restaurants, and appointments. But at night, the skyline becomes part of the experience. The lights come on. The sidewalks become calmer. And suddenly, walking without a strict destination feels like an activity all by itself. So tonight, the plan is simple. No complicated schedule. No rushing from one place to another. Just a refreshing night around Toronto, enjoying the city before tomorrow's concert energy takes over. And for anyone spending this weekend in Toronto for the show, that may actually be the best approach. You do not need every minute of the night planned. Sometimes, you just need comfortable shoes, a warm layer, a phone with enough battery, and a little curiosity. Walk through the city. Look around. Listen to the sounds. Stop somewhere for a drink or a late meal, take a few pictures, laugh with your friends, and let the anticipation build naturally, because tomorrow will come soon enough. For Jikook verse family, there is also something about walking through a city before a concert that makes the anticipation feel more real. You begin to notice other fans. Maybe someone is carrying a concert bag. Maybe someone has a familiar piece of merchandise. Maybe you hear a song playing from a nearby phone. Maybe 2 people at the next table are talking about the set list. Suddenly, you realize that you are not the only person carrying that excitement. The entire city begins to feel connected by the same upcoming event. And that is one of the most beautiful parts of being part of a fandom. You can be surrounded by people you have never met, and somehow there is still an immediate sense of recognition. One glance can say everything. You are here for the same reason. You are waiting for the same tomorrow. You understand the excitement. You understand the nerves. You understand why someone might be counting down the hours. And tonight, Toronto becomes a temporary home for all those feelings. The city is not just the place where the concert happens. For one weekend, it becomes part of the memory. The streets you walked, the restaurant where you laughed, the hotel lobby where you waited, the coffee you had before heading out, the skyline you photographed, the cold air on your face, the sound of traffic late at night. All of those small details become connected to the bigger moment, and that is why a night like this matters. Tomorrow, the focus will naturally move toward Rogers Stadium. But tonight, the focus can remain on Toronto. And what better way to spend a night before a major concert than by letting the city refresh you? There is something calming about walking beneath downtown lights. You can look up and see the architecture glowing against the dark sky. You can pause at a corner and watch the city move around you. You can hear different languages blending together. You can see groups of friends taking photos. And every now and then, you can catch that unmistakable concert weekend expression on someone's face. That look that says, "I cannot believe tomorrow is finally here." For some fans, the night may begin with dinner. Nothing too complicated, just good food, comfortable conversation, and enough time to enjoy the evening. After weeks of planning, traveling, preparing outfits, arranging tickets, and thinking about the concert, sitting down for a meal can feel surprisingly meaningful. You finally have a moment to stop. You can put the phone down for a few minutes. You can talk about the journey. You can remember how long you waited for this weekend. And then, eventually, the conversation returns to tomorrow. What time are we leaving? What should we bring? Did you charge the light stick? Where are our tickets? What are we wearing? And someone inevitably says, we should probably sleep early. And everyone laughs because they already know that sleep might not come easily tonight. That is concert eve. The excitement has its own clock. And even when the body wants to rest, the mind keeps replaying everything that is about to happen. But before tomorrow arrives, there is still tonight. Toronto at night. A city waiting outside the hotel window. So maybe the best decision is to step outside for a little while. Not for hours, not for anything exhausting, just enough to feel the air and remember that this is happening. You are here, you made it. Tomorrow is real, and the city is glowing around you. There is also something special about the contrast between the quiet anticipation of the night and the enormous scale of a stadium concert. Tonight, everything is personal. Tomorrow, everything becomes massive. Tonight, it is a small group walking through downtown. Tomorrow, it could be thousands upon thousands of people moving toward the same destination. Tonight, you hear individual conversations. Tomorrow, you hear a crowd. Tonight, you can stop and take your time. Tomorrow, the schedule becomes important. That contrast makes the night before feel almost like a bridge between two worlds. And perhaps that is why refreshing city walks are so perfect. They allow the excitement to exist without overwhelming you. You do not have to be constantly talking about the concert. You can simply enjoy being in Toronto. Maybe the group takes a slow walk near the waterfront. The air feels cooler there. The city lights stretch across the distance. The water reflects little pieces of the skyline. Someone takes a picture. Someone else says the view looks beautiful. And for a moment, nobody talks about tomorrow. Everyone just looks around. Those are the moments that can stay with you, because big events are made of little moments. The stadium is the headline, but the memory is everything around it. The city, the people, the laughter, the anticipation. The late night walk, the feeling of being somewhere completely different from your normal routine. For Jikook fans, there is another layer to the evening. The fandom itself is part of the atmosphere. You can see fans preparing for tomorrow in their own ways. Some are carefully organizing their bags. Some are choosing accessories. Some are making sure their phones have enough storage for photos and videos. Some are already posting updates to friends back home. And some are simply sitting quietly, thinking about how quickly the moment arrived. Everyone experiences concert eve differently, but the common thread is anticipation. That little feeling in your chest when you realize that the next day is no longer far away. It is tomorrow, and tomorrow changes everything. The night continues. Toronto becomes quieter in some areas and more energetic in others. Restaurant windows glow warmly. Streetlights stretch across the pavement. people continue moving through the downtown core. And somewhere nearby, another group of fans is probably having exactly the same conversation. They are talking about the concert. They are laughing about their travel stories. They are wondering what tomorrow will feel like. They are trying to convince themselves to go to bed early, and they are probably failing. This is the part of the journey that does not appear on the concert schedule, the hours between arrival and showtime, the moments that happen before the official event begins. And for many fans, those moments become some of the most treasured memories, because once the concert begins, everything happens so quickly. The lights go down, the crowd reacts, the music starts, the stage comes alive, and suddenly the hours of waiting disappear. That is why tonight deserves its own moment. It is the final quiet chapter before the energy explodes, and Toronto is providing the perfect backdrop. There is no need to force the night into something dramatic. The city itself is enough. Walk, breathe, eat, laugh, look around, enjoy. Then head back and rest, because tomorrow is going to ask for energy. A stadium concert is not a small experience. It is loud, it is emotional, it is physically demanding. And for fans who have traveled a long way, taking care of yourself the night before is part of enjoying the experience. Drink some water, eat something satisfying, keep the schedule comfortable, charge your devices, organize your essentials, and give yourself permission to enjoy the night without trying to capture every second. Sometimes you do not need to record everything. Sometimes you just need to be there. And that thought feels especially appropriate tonight. Toronto is not asking anyone to rush. The city is simply inviting everyone to experience it. There is a peaceful rhythm to a late-night walk. You notice details that you might miss during the day. A small bookstore still glowing from inside. A restaurant with only a few tables left. A couple talking quietly outside. A streetcar moving past with its lights shining through the darkness. A tall building reflecting the city around it. A group of friends laughing as they walk. These little scenes make the night feel alive. And somewhere within that atmosphere, the anticipation for tomorrow keeps growing. The closer midnight gets, the more real the concert feels. At first, tomorrow seems like another day. Then suddenly it becomes the next day, and that is when the excitement changes. You start thinking about waking up. You start thinking about getting ready. You start thinking about leaving for Rogers Stadium. You start imagining the crowd. You start imagining the moment the lights go down. And then you realize that there are only a few more hours of waiting. For Jikook verse family, this is where the night becomes almost cinematic. Not because anything extraordinary has to happen, but because anticipation can make ordinary moments feel extraordinary. A simple walk can feel important. A quiet meal can feel memorable. A city skyline can suddenly become attached to a specific chapter of your life. Years later, you might not remember exactly what time you walked down a particular street, but you may remember how you felt. You were excited. You were happy. You were tired from traveling. You were surrounded by people who understood why this moment mattered. And you knew that tomorrow was going to be a day you had been waiting for. That feeling is the real heart of Concert Eve. And tonight, Toronto is carrying that feeling beautifully. The city has its own soundtrack. Cars moving through intersections. Footsteps across sidewalks. Music coming from restaurants. Distant voices. The occasional sound of a passing streetcar. And underneath it all, that quiet sense that something big is about to happen. As the night gets later, the streets begin to thin out. The pace slows. The skyline remains bright. And the people who are still outside seem to be enjoying the last few hours before tomorrow. For fans, it is the perfect time to start winding down. Maybe one final stop for dessert. Maybe one last photo. Maybe a short conversation about favorite memories. Maybe someone finally says, "Okay, everyone, we really need to sleep." And this time, everyone agrees, because tomorrow is the day. The bags are ready. The tickets are ready. The outfits are ready. The excitement is ready. And Toronto has already given us the perfect opening to the weekend. There is something deeply comforting about knowing that the biggest moment does not have to begin immediately. You can let the anticipation breathe. You can enjoy the city first. You can allow yourself to be present. Because when tomorrow arrives, the energy will be completely different. Rogers Stadium will become the center of attention. Fans will arrive. The lines will grow. The conversations will get louder. The anticipation will become impossible to hide. And eventually, the stadium lights will take over. But tonight belongs to the city. Tonight belongs to Toronto. Tonight is about refreshing the mind before the big day. And perhaps that is the message we should take from this entire evening. Not every important moment has to be loud. Some of the best moments are quiet. Some happen while walking. Some happen over dinner. Some happen when you look at a skyline and realize you are exactly where you wanted to be. Some happen when you laugh with friends about how nervous and excited you are. And some happen when you finally return to your room, close the door, put your phone down, and realize that tomorrow is almost here. For Jikook verse family, imagine that final moment. The city lights are still visible outside. The room is quiet. The concert essentials are arranged nearby. The alarm is set. The phone is charging. And for a few seconds, there is nothing left to do. Just breathe. Tomorrow will arrive on its own. There is no need to chase it. And maybe that is the most peaceful way to end the night. Because excitement does not always need to be expressed through noise. Sometimes excitement is simply lying awake for a few minutes with a smile because you know what is coming. Then finally closing your eyes and letting the city continue moving outside. Toronto keeps glowing. The streets keep moving. The skyline keeps shining. And somewhere across the city, thousands of fans are getting ready for the same tomorrow. Everyone has their own little story from tonight. Someone may have traveled across the country. Someone may have flown in from another country. Someone may have waited months for this trip. Someone may have saved for a long time. Someone may have planned the perfect outfit. Someone may simply be grateful to have made it here. Different journeys, same destination, and that is what makes concert weekends so powerful. They bring together people who might never otherwise meet. For a few hours, everyone shares the same space, the same music, the same anticipation, and the same unforgettable atmosphere. But before all of that happens, tonight gives everyone a chance to slow down. So if you are in Toronto tonight, take the long way back. Look around. Enjoy the lights. Let yourself be a tourist for a little while. Take the photo, try the food, laugh with your friends, and do not feel guilty for stepping away from the concert conversation. Tomorrow we'll have plenty of time for that. Tonight, let Toronto be the experience. And for those watching from somewhere far away, you can still understand the feeling. Because fandom has a strange ability to make distance feel smaller. You may not be walking through Toronto tonight, but you can imagine the atmosphere. The cool air, the lights, the anticipation. The conversations happening in hotels and restaurants. The fans checking their tickets. The city slowly settling into the night. And then the realization that tomorrow, Rogers Stadium will be filled with people who have been waiting for this exact moment. That is a beautiful thought. And perhaps that is why the night before a concert can feel almost as meaningful as the concert itself. It is the final moment before anticipation becomes reality. Tonight, everything is still possible. Tomorrow, the memories begin. So let this evening be gentle. Let it be refreshing. Let it be simple, because the biggest moments do not need to be forced. They will arrive, and when they do, everyone will be ready. The city has already done its part. Toronto has welcomed the fans. The lights are on. The streets are alive. The skyline is shining. And the countdown continues quietly in the background. One more night, one more sleep, one more evening of waiting. Then the stadium doors open. The crowd gathers, the lights change, and the atmosphere rises. But before that happens, there is tonight, a Toronto night. A night for walking, a night for breathing, a night for refreshing the mind, a night for enjoying the city before the biggest energy of the weekend takes over. Jikook verse family, if there is one thing I want you to remember from tonight, it is this. Do not rush through the moments before the moment. Sometimes the road to the big event becomes part of the memory. The city you explored, the people you met, the meal you shared, the laughter you had, the late night walk. The excitement you could barely contain, those things matter. Because when the concert is over and the lights come back on, the memories will not be limited to what happened on stage. You will remember the entire journey. And perhaps one day, when you hear the music again, you will think about this city. You will remember Toronto at night. You will remember the lights. You will remember how close the concert felt. You will remember saying, "Tomorrow is the day." And that is what makes a concert weekend feel like more than a single event. It becomes a chapter that begins before the stadium. A chapter that begins with travel, anticipation, city lights, conversations, and countless little moments. Tonight is one of those moments, so let Toronto glow, let the night breathe, let the excitement build naturally. And when it is finally time to rest, close the door, put the phone aside, and get ready. Because tomorrow belongs to the stadium. Tomorrow belongs to the music. Tomorrow belongs to the crowd. And tonight belongs to Toronto. This has been Jimin Verse. Jikook Verse family, thank you for spending this Toronto night with me. Keep the excitement close, enjoy every little moment, and remember that sometimes the most beautiful part of a big day is the quiet night that comes before it. Good night from Toronto. And tomorrow, the lights are waiting.